And now, Tiki Man Radio is proud to present the JBL Legends Travel Moment with Joe Leo. Take it away, Joe.
Good morning, everybody. It's Joe Leo with the JBL Travel Group with this week's Travel Minute. And this week's topic is brought to you by Monica, the producer. Monica asked the question, what's the differences in the cruise ships and what's included? There's a lot to cover, so I'm probably not going to answer everybody's questions, but let me start out by first saying that I'm going to talk about ocean cruises in this segment. If anybody has interest in river cruises, let me know, and I'll do another segment on that one. But ocean cruises, and I'm always going to tell you this, and I'll tell you again at the end, is if you want to take a cruise, you need to talk to a travel advisor and let us find out what it is you're actually looking for, because not all cruises are created equal, and I'll get into more of that. First of all, there's small ships, and the smaller ships usually a capacity around 1,000 people, and then there's the medium ships that do like 1,000 to 3,000, and then you have your larger ships, which do 3,000 to 4,000, and then the Icon of the Seas for Royal Caribbean, which is one of their newest ships, is what they call a mega ship, and that does about 5,000. So depending upon how many people you want to be around on that ship, that is factor number one. Number two is the target audiences and the people that sail on these ships differ. So most of them are set up to handle families and adults, and they all have sections for luxury travelers. And then there's specific cruise lines that do just adventure seekers who want to do zip lining and canoeing and go to places where the ships can't get. The big difference is the itineraries on where they're going, and how many ports you want to see. So if you want to see beaches or you want to do sightseeing, those itineraries are the second thing that is kind of key to you. But what you have to remember is, depending on where you're sailing from, is going to kind of determine the itinerary. Like here in the New York, New Jersey area, we have Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, and MSC. But we're kind of limited on a 7-day cruise and how far south or north we can go. So most of those cruises are going to go to Bermuda. They're going to go up into New England, or they're going to go south to Florida, to the Bahamas, and then back to the New York, New Jersey area. Sometimes you can get a 10 or 12-day cruise out of here that'll go down as far as the Eastern Caribbean or the Southern Caribbean. And when you sail out of Florida, you have a lot more options as far as itineraries are concerned. You can get Mexico and St. Thomas and Belize and Tortola and those things. The other thing to consider is some cruises will leave from a port and return to that port, and other times a cruise will leave, let's just say from New York, we'll leave it from New York, that's going to do a 10-day in the Caribbean, but it's going to end in Miami. So those are what we call open jaw cruises. You'll see that a lot in Mediterranean cruises, where the cruises leave from Rome, and they do Rome and Greece, and they end up in Barcelona, Spain, and that's where you'll fly home from. So that's another thing that you want to consider when you're taking a cruise. So let's talk more about what's included. I think that was what Monica wanted to know about. So most of the cruises will include the basic beverages, coffee, tea, juices, soda, and water, with some exceptions. They also include your meals. So there's always like a main dining room, and there's always a couple of other small, casual type restaurants on the ship that are included in the cruise fare. In addition to that, though, all of the ships have what's called specialty restaurants. These restaurants are a la carte. So you can go there and you can have dinner, and then that gets charged to your room, and you'll settle at the end. And those include a lot of times upscale type restaurants like steakhouses, hibachi, French, Italian. So if you want to do those, you're going to pay for those. However, some of the cruise lines do have promotions going on, and that's why I said check with your travel agency, where you can buy 2 or 3 dinners at a discounted price. And some of them have promotions where they give you 2 or 3 dinners and you just pay the tax and gratuity on that package. So it just depends on what you're looking to do. The same thing goes for the beverage package. Alcohol packages on these ships range anywhere from $89 to $99 per day per person, plus tax and gratuity. And both people in the cabin must get it. So that can add $1,200 to $1,500 onto the cost of your cruise. Some cruises do offer promotions where you can get a drink package for 2 people for a 7-day cruise, so somewhere around $300-$400. And, if you're a drinker, that is a good program to have. If you're not a big drinker, then I wouldn't suggest getting a drink package, because you would have to drink like 14 drinks a day to get your money's worth out of the drink package, both of you, to get your money's worth out of it. So, and that would just be to break even on what you spent. So if you're only going to do like 2 drinks a day, that's kind of your average at like $15 a drink, then don't get the drink package, just pay as you go, and you're going to save yourself $1,100 or $1,200 on a drink package. Last but not least is shore excursions. These are not included in the cost of the cruise. And these can range anywhere from $50 up to $200 and more per person, depending on the excursion. So if you're looking to do something like in Alaska, we go up to the glaciers. You could take a helicopter ride up there. You could take a dog sled ride. You could do, those are all through the cruise line, and we highly suggest that you book those far enough in advance. But that is an extra charge, so it's good to look at the excursion list and budget for what those extra costs are going to be. Again, like I said before, talk to your travel advisor. We know all the different cruise lines. We know all the promotions that are going on. We can guide you into the right cruise for what you're looking to do. If you have any more questions about this, email me at jbltravelgroup@gmail.com. Any specific questions, and I'll answer you, or give me a call at 732-831-5200. I'll be glad to discuss it with you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the rest of your weekend. This has been Joe Leo with this week's JBL Travel Minute. Take care.
Thanks, Joe. Always travel with someone you trust. JBL Legends Travel and Joe Leo. Reach out to him at 732-831-5200. The official travel company of Tiki Man Radio.